All right, working on the Dometic here, on the Mallard. Basically, everybody seems to have pretty similar problems with these, where the fan turns on, but it never clicks over and turns any gas on. You never get anything burning out of the furnace there. This one's pretty new. We only had it for about a year, and in that time, I've barely used the furnace at all. But still, it stopped working slowly over time and then just quit completely on me. I froze and froze for several nights until I finally decided I needed to fix it myself. What we've got here is the fan will spin. The gas never cuts on. You never even hear it clicking. It'll go as you hear the little spark in there trying to light the gas. But if the sail switch isn't activated, which is this thing here, then it's assuming that there's no airflow going through there, so it doesn't want to turn on the gas because it doesn't want the gas to get pumped into the vehicle and kill you or blow you up. So the sail switch is kind of a necessary thing. You don't just want to jumper it, but essentially it's just you can see this little white button in here gets pushed down whenever this thing gets pushed back. Now, what I did, and I don't necessarily recommend you do it unless you know what you're doing, and if you're watching a YouTube video you probably don't, so maybe this is just something better for Dometic to figure out. But essentially this little white button wasn't getting pushed because this little rod was completely straight. You can see I put a little bit of bend in there so that when it pushes down it kind of pushes in that button a little bit sooner. But of course you don't want to bend it too much because that little fan there is going to be spinning while it's in there. So you're kind of working with a fine line of how much it can get bent without coming in contact with that fan there. Eventually I'll probably go and get a new one, but I've heard a lot of people just continue to have the same problem because nobody ever tries to fix it, I guess, as far as Dometic's concerned. Once you buy it, not their problem. And of course, Camping World doesn't really give you a good warranty. They're like, yeah, we'll hold on to it for a month so you can't live in it or anything. I'm sorry, I'm on a rant now. Essentially, I fixed that so that now it pushes that button in a little bit better. Some other problems you might have with this is if you've been using it for a while, you might have some dog hair that's been pushing in there, or you might even have, even if it's new, one of your ductings or something that gets air to this place might be clogged, and you just might not have enough airflow going through to push this thing. And if that isn't happening, that's a real danger. But I did check everything. I've got good airflow. It's just this switch is faulty, even though it's pretty new. And it's a problem that everybody's been having for years, and they don't care to fix it. So now, when it cuts on, that fan blows, it pushes that switch. It's gonna go for a little while. You'll hear a little bit of clicking. You'll hear the gas cut on. Then the furnace. There it is right there. And now I'll have heat. Woo! Feels cold. So I'm gonna put the screws back onto there. I'll put the screws back on. Put that little plate back on there and have her back together. It's not a super hard job. It took me would have taken me 5 minutes if I knew what I was doing, but I didn't, so it took me a little bit longer than that. I just hope that you guys don't run into the same problem I had. Have a good one.